Aloha. I'm Kimo Hussey here with my good friend Mike Chock. And what we're going to do today is, with pleasure, is share this ukulele with you. This is a long scale tenor ukulele made by Peter Moreros. Um, before we really get into it, I want to play you something that's very, very special because this is a very, very special day for Peter Moreros.
Hey, hey.
Here it comes. Do that again. Yes, indeedy. Today is Peter Moreros's birthday, and so it's a very special day for him, and it's quite a pleasure for us to share this ukulele with you. So let's get into it. First, what I'd like to do is to share this ukulele from a player's standpoint, and then we'll let Mike do the same from a builder's standpoint. Okay. There's so many things that I really like about this ukulele. What I'd like to do is to start first by saying, as especially if I'm a few steps away from the ukulele, as I look at the entire top, what I notice is that because of the color, brown actually, I think that I get a mellow feeling from that. And one of the reasons why I appreciate that is sound-wise, I like and prefer low and mellow as opposed to high and bright. The thing that I really, really appreciate about this entire top is there's nothing that jumps right out and demands the attention of a person looking at it. Because when that happens, and as you're playing it, what it does is it's distracting. So anyway, let me just start at the top here. At the top is Peter's logo, and we see here a representation of what is called the tree of life, and it's from an Irish or Celtic tradition, and basically, I think the tree of life is there to represent balance, and that balance is the top of the tree that's reaching up into the skies, looking for divine intervention, and the bottom is reaching down into the earth, looking for solidarity and growth. But I think one of the wonderful things about this ukulele is just the creativity in the design that Peter has put into it. Another thing that I absolutely love is the purfling. This purfling is abalone, and as you can see, this abalone goes all the way around the ukulele.
Yeah.
And the thing that I like about that artistically is for me it contains the ukulele. So the ukulele looks as one. Notice that this fretboard is beautiful, and for me it's because the only thing you basically see on the fretboard is this Celtic inspired design on the 12th fret. Which means, by the way, that the fret markers are on the top part of the fretboard, visible only to the player. But again, getting back to design-wise, that fretboard is very, very simple. And I started off by saying, as I look at this uke from the distance, well, one of the things that pops when you get closer to it is the blue and purple of the rosette. And I'll let Mike tell you how you get blue and purple like that, because I don't know. The other thing about this blue and purple is that it's on. What do you call it? This is called an end block?
End graft.
End graft is the blue and purple again. And so let me say that one of the things about showing this uke is that there's so many wonderful things about it, and I'm sorry if I move it around too much. So I'll try and be very good. But when Mike has it, he'll have a different perspective of this ukulele. The sideboard here the sideboard here is neither an oval nor a circle. It's a design thing again that Peter utilizes in order to put more creativity, or what I think is creativity and design into this ukulele. Remember when I said, hey, from a little bit far, you see that the ukulele provides a mellow feeling, and there's nothing about it that jumps out on this ukulele. But now, when we look at the back, look at that cocobolo. Look at that cocobolo, and talk about pop. And especially when you get up close to this ukulele like I am, all of the various design features in this cocobolo is huge. And so I'm not too sure, and I can't be sure if the builder actually knew that in the playing position, the ukulele would get out of the way of the music, so that the player and the listener can just concentrate on the music.
I think he did.
And if we're interested in artistic wherewithal, take a look at that back.
Yeah.
And so it's just wonderful in the playing position. You don't have to be concerned about the back, and in order to get to that back, we're not doing any music, which is really wonderful. There's something else that, Mike, I wonder if you could tell us about this, the nut.
Yes.
And the saddle. When I look at it, it looks gray or grayish, and I'm not too sure what it is. But the other thing, as I look at this saddle, is I'm not accustomed to seeing saddles that have as much curvy design things to it.
He's added compensation into the saddle.
Okay, let me talk a little bit about sound. Listen to this. And this. And this. And this. Very, very well-defined sound. One of the things about this ukulele that I would like to share with you is that normally a tenor ukulele is tuned G, C, E, A. G, C, E, A. This ukulele is tuned F, B flat, D, G. Why? Because sound-wise, what this tuning does, along with some of the dimensions of the uke, is to produce a sound that's kind of between a baritone ukulele sound and a tenor ukulele sound. It's almost exactly in between, and so it's something that I really like, because it takes a tenor sound and mellows it down a little bit more, and I really like that. One other thing I would like to mention about the looks of this uke, and then we'll pass it over to Mike, is I think this uke has kind of a what I would term a classical look to it, as opposed to what I would call a Hawaiian ukulele. A Hawaiian ukulele look to it, and I don't know what the Hawaiian ukulele is, but the big feature of this ukulele to me is design. There's so many things in this ukulele that feature really wonderful features, really wonderful creativity in its design. And Mike, let me hand this uke to you. But before I turn it over to you, what I would like to do is to show people one other aspect of this ukulele that I think is wonderful. Peter has kind of his own faceplate thing on the ukulele here, and one of the things he also includes with the ukulele is this, which is a certificate of authenticity, and that certificate of authenticity defines a serial number that is assigned to this ukulele that's on the inside of the ukulele on the certificate of authenticity, and also on this faceplate. So I think Peter's approach to what I will call accessories in the ukulele is really, really wonderful.
Kimo, don't forget the little faceplate.
Oh, yes, okay. And here's a little faceplate too that's designed to go inside of the ukulele, right where the neck and the body meet on the inside. There's a bolt that holds the neck in place.
Correct.
And what this is for, and it has Peter's logo on it, is it goes inside where the magnets hold this against that the bolt.
Bolt connection. So you don't see the bolt connection. What you do see is a nice logo.
Yeah. Okay, your turn, Mr.
Okay.
Builder.
Well, what's really interesting about the ukulele is exactly what Kimo said, is that there's a lot of things going on that make it really special, and it's a custom ukulele with a lot of really fine appointments, like the pois abalone purfling in here, the bevel, the ebony binding, this Celtic design, but turquoise and lined with blue outer rings in the oval rosette. A lot of this individually by itself should just pop and really stand out. But the colors that Peter chose, it just has a subdued, elegant look to it. It really matches. The blue and the greens give it a little peaceful type thing.
Yeah.
The browns of the Sinker redwood really give it a subdued look. So despite all these fantastic appointments, it doesn't blast at you.
Yeah.
You know, it's very, very subtle.
You know I'm sorry to interrupt, but this rosette thing, the material of that blue thing, do you know what that is?
It looks like a resin, but he also has a
Reconstituted stone.
constituted stone knot, Celtic knot going right around it.
That he colors on his own.
I think it's in the stone itself, but the design he must produce either by himself or with a CNC. But it's truly really well done. So the entire ook is where you can't even see the inside, but on the inside purflings, for example, the tops of the kerf lining are stained. So it just gives it a different look as you look inside.
Kind of a finished.
Yeah,
look.
and then you'll see like the back bracings, horizontal back bracings. They're actually not only laminated, but on its bevel on either end, it's also stained. And the middle portions of it all have been geometrically cut out to lose weight. So that's pretty stunning, because on every cross brace or enharmonic bar, he has these cutouts to reduce weight, you know, and beautifully done. So in all, I would say the instrument, and as Kimo alluded, the saddle actually is in a horizontal position. It's not canted over like a low G would be because of the intonation. What he's done was he has now shaped the saddle to allow for that compensation, and he's done that on both ends to accommodate the high and the low. He does have the modern string through as he's going through.
I like that.
And it's a clean look. I think when you look at it right away, you notice that the lower bout is just really fat. So this baby has an okole to it, you know, is very nice. And so
that part of it is just what he chooses in terms of his own design.
Yeah.
Create his own creativity.
It looks like the body length is pretty standard for a tenor, like 12. But yes, he definitely has increased the lower and upper bout. And the oval sound hole kind of kind of takes in mind the design of the fat body, you know. So
Oh.
instead of a circular type thing, he's flattened out the circle to an oval, like he's flattened out the lower bout. So again, Peter's an experienced custom builder. You can just look at that and know. I mean, there's just no doubt about it, because each and everything that he hit is very tastefully and well
He's
executed.
an artist and a builder.
Oh yeah, definitely. Backside, like you say, the Kokobolo just really stands out. He uses a lot of the melee for a design feature, perfectly matched. A very simple but elegant black binding. No purfling in there at all. It's just black on Kokobolo, and it really stands out. I like the square heel and then straight design on his neck. What I really like about this is that the neck totally is matte finished. It's no gloss, so it has no stickiness, you know, what the gloss does. This guy moves like butter, you know, it's
It
really
does.
smooth.
Yeah.
So, and he's continued that into the back end of the headstock, which is really nice. So when you look at this all in all, you see that there's a lot of attention to detail, but it's like East meets West. You got to look, and then boom, there it is. You see it. It's like, wow, this is a really cool design. But at first glance, you don't see it. It just blends so well in with the instrument. So again, hats off to Peter for this. This I understand is a very old sinker redwood. So I don't know if just the age itself has created the color contrast, or that Peter dyed it. But it's just beautiful. And you notice the edges in here, he finished off in black. So he hand
Oh.
colored this, so it just gives it a different look. He did the same with the pukas in here, so it's very well done. So I think as a player, Kimo has touched on exactly all the points that really stand out. It's an instrument that is totally elegant yet really muted, so you have to get up close to really see it. But if you're just interested in hearing it, the design did not get in the way with the sound, so that's the most successful thing about it. You know,
Great.
everything works well together.
Great. One of the things I found out from Peter is that the finish is that UV cured thing, and he said that the advantage of that finish is that it's very thin but strong, or durable, I guess. Okay, let's talk about sound. One of the I was thinking about this uke yesterday actually, and I think I mentioned previously that to me this uke has a kind of a classic European look, as opposed to a Hawaii Pacific uke, which means that I was thinking, oh boy, what can I play that is European? About 2 days ago, I was invited to participate in an ukulele festival that's going to be held in Finland in January. So I thought, okay, what I'll play is Finlandia, because I don't know any Finnish folk songs, but I figured Finlandia is close enough to Europe that I can do that. So I'd like to play Finlandia for you, just to show off the sound of this ukulele. Finlandia. The work of Peter Moreros. Aloha.